According to Wikipedia, the late Maya Angelou is currently one of the most banned authors in America. She has written 7 autobiographies and many poetry books.
I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings is an autobiography about Maya's teenage years in the South and her time with her divorced parents. In this coming-of-age story, the novel details the hardship of growing up in a time where she faces many issues of racism and sexism. Maya demonstrates how she survived rape, teen pregnancy, and blatant racism during her life.
We believe that this novel should not be banned because it teaches important personal and historical lessons. It shows us how to accept ourselves and addresses our past of the segregation of women and blacks in society.
According to the new edition of Banned Books Resource Guide, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings has had 39 public challenges or bans since 1983. This book has been banned for various reasons such as homelessness, sexism, use of drugs, racism, vulgar language, teen pregnancy, homosexuality, and many more reasons.
One of the main reasons as to why this autobiography has been banned is racism. There are many times in the book when it is made clear that the blacks and the whites look down upon each other. The blacks call the whites po-white trash and think of them as evil. It's as if the whites are of a completely different species than the blacks. Margaret even illustrates in the beginning of the book that as a youth, she didn't even believe that white people were real because blacks and whites hardly interacted with each other. The Alabama State Textbook Committee accused it of encouraging bitterness and hatred towards white people.
The white people in the town also didn't approve of black people. They preferred to only communicate with each other. An example of this is when Margaret needed to go to a dentist, but the white dentist says he didn't treat Negroes. This type of language is commonly used throughout the book, and one of the reasons as to why it was banned was due to the vulgar language that was spoken.
Another reason it has been banned is that it has very graphic scenes that contain sexual content. Margaret is raped by her mother's boyfriend in the book, and many people do not think this scene is appropriate. Sexual references are also mentioned various times in the novel, and is a matter that Margaret is very curious about. Along with sexual content, the book talks about teen pregnancy. Margaret becomes pregnant at an early age, and many people do not think it is appropriate for young readers to have a knowledge of a topic like this. Also, people believe that the novel endorses teen pregnancy and should not be mentioned around children. The Office for Intellectual Freedom, or OIF, finds, in one case, the book remained in the curriculum for sophomores at Darling High School in Des Moines, Iowa, after a 1994 challenge by a parent who objected to the book's inappropriate explicit sexual scenes.
At one point in the biography, Margaret thinks that she may be homosexual. Many people objected to allowing teens to read about this topic because they don't want them to be influenced by the book. Many think that the novel encouraged homosexuality, and they don't want their kids to experiment like Margaret did because they believe that being gay is against their religion.
The OIF writes that after Maya Angelou's book had so many bans put on it, Angelou told the Orange County Register, "I'm always sorry that people ban my books. Many times I've been called the most banned, and many times my books are banned by people who never read 2 sentences. I feel sorry for the young person who never gets to read."
There are many reasons as to why I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings should not be banned. The book addresses our society's long history of segregation of races, genders, sexuality, and more, but many people nowadays would like to deny that any of those issues ever existed in our country. In order to advance as a society, it is necessary to address the past and prevent the mistake of repeating history. I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings illustrates some horrible aspects of history that people need to know about. We need to embrace our past in order to move on towards the future.
Newsweek writes that this novel is more than a tour de force of language or the story of childhood suffering. A summary of the incidents cannot do this book justice. One has to read it to appreciate its sensitivity and life.
Poet James Bertolino suggests that The Caged Bird is one of the most essential books produced by our culture. He insists that we all should read it, especially our children. Caged Bird brought Maya Angelou international fame and critical acclaim, and heralded the success of other now prominent black women writers. Other critics have praised Angelou's use of language in the book, including critic E.M. Guinea.